The writers of Morbius have returned to break their record for worst written superhero movie ever.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Madam Web just released to theaters this past week, and oh boy, some of the reviews and reactions coming out of the internet are just something else. Madam Web review: lip smacking, face slapping, brain eating, dumb making, money wasting. I mean, if we look back on things, it's really no surprise when you had scenes like this in the trailer.
I can see the future. Oh, what the hell? She didn't see that coming? That's not how it works.
Now, part of me wants to believe that Sony is doing this shit on purpose. Like it's some sort of marketing bit to meme the movie so they get more people to go see it. I mean, they already saw the potential Morbius had, and I think they thought they could come back and make it even better. But they just made things 100 times worse. You know, I thought I might treat myself this week, seeing how it's Valentine's Day weekend, and go to the movies, get some popcorn, maybe a large soda this time, maybe sneak in and grab the Dune 2 bucket, and go see Madam Web. But I'm definitely not going now, especially after reading some of these reviews. What an unreservedly hopeless film this is. A sort of 2-hour explosion in a boringness factory in which the forces of dullness and stupidity combined in new and infinitely perturbing ways. It doesn't take a clairvoyancy to see this franchise has no future. On screen, Johnson can't help but appear a little mortified as she claws her way through leading dialogue and a plot that goes nowhere. This movie is so bad that I asked the fat chick across the theater if I could motorboat her to avoid watching it further. The problem is she asked if she could do the same several minutes later to save herself. I mean, based off these reviews, it looks like it's a pretty shitty movie, and it's not even worth going, even for the meme. The Sony Spider-Verse is getting quite interesting. They managed to make these solo projects with a bunch of Spider-Man characters and villains and make it the most unwatchable franchise ever. I think it's mainly because they're excluding the one character that will get people in the seats in theaters: Spider-Man.
I want Spider-Man!
Plus, people are already superhero fatigued with Marvel and DC. They don't want to see another origin story where the character gets their powers, learns how to use their powers, and then decides to fight for good. And they're not even in their iconic costume until the very end of the film. And that's what happens in this movie, apparently. The costumes for these Spider-Women aren't even in the film for 30 seconds at most. Well, at least that's what the internet tells me. I mean, if the only good thing going for this movie is the costumes, then have your characters in them for more than 30 seconds in the movie. I mean, because we all know the writing isn't going to save this film. And I just learned that there's no real big cameos in this film either. Well, there kind of is. Ben Parker's in this movie. You know, Uncle Ben, the character with one of the most quoted lines ever.
With great power comes great responsibility.
I mean, it's such an iconic line. There's no way this movie can mess it up, right? Oh, yeah, I forgot we were working with some of the worst writers and directors with some of the most horrendous track records ever. Madam Web director explains why she tweaked that iconic Spider-Man line for new Sony Marvel movie. You want to know what they switched the line to? How they tweaked it a little bit? And this is 100% in the film. 100% verified. When you take on responsibility, great power will come.
I'm gonna come.
They have to be memeing us, right? They're kidding. The more and more I look into Madam Web, the more and more I think no one really wanted this film to be made. I don't even think the main actress was all gung-ho on this project. I mean, looking at some of the interviews and promotions Dakota Johnson did for this film, something about her just seems a little off.
Give me a noun.
Boob.
We're off to a great start. Another noun?
Piece of dirt.
Almost like she's giving us a hint or a sign that this film is not worth it. The weirdest one I could find is this TikTok of her doing a promotion for the film.
So, while my character in the movie may be able to see the future, I also can. And I know what the future brings. I know that when you see Madam Web, you're gonna love it. In fact, I think you're gonna see it twice.
Yeah, I I don't think so, Dakota. I don't think I'm gonna go see this twice. I don't even think I'm gonna go see this once. Hell, I don't even think some of the memers who are dedicated to the meme are going to go see this film. Now, not only is she acting weird in these interviews and promotions, but she's also coming out and telling outlets that there were major changes made right after she signed on. Dakota Johnson says drastic changes were made to Madam Web's script after she signed on. They probably had a decent script to lure these actresses in, and then once they signed the paper, they just said, hey, nope, we're gonna make this film super shitty now because we can. The actress told The Wrap that the early version of Madam Web's script was very different to the story that made it to screen, though she didn't offer any specifics about the adjustments the writers decided to make. There were drastic changes, Johnson told the outlet, and I can't even tell you what they were. I think this is more evidence that Dakota Johnson was just like, fuck it, we'll make this movie, maybe get a Razzie out of it, and just move on to the next project. I mean, this film is just so embarrassing now to be in. Imagine going to a late night show and showing this exclusive clip.
Hi, sir. All right, I'm gonna cut your seatbelt.
Hi, sir. All right, I'm gonna cut your seatbelt.
It just baffles me. How did this get through the editors, the producers, the executives, the director? Listen, it's one thing to have a terrible script and just completely bomb there. But it's another thing to fail at basic camera composition. What is going on in Hollywood? There's probably not a lot of things that can save this movie now. Well, come to think of it, there's probably nothing that can save this movie. But there is something that will get people to sit in a theater. All I will say is I think a lot more people are going to be watching the red carpet footage than the actual film. Oh, come on. Come on, you know it's true. It is 100% true. Why do you think Euphoria and 50 Shades of Grey is so successful? Because people want to see them titties.
I'll take the tits now for 800.
I also find it funny that this movie has 4 leading ladies and they're taking on an evil man. And I am sure there is some level of girl bossery in this film. But yet, no one is calling anyone sexist or racist for giving this film a negative review. I mean, how come Nerdrotic or Geeks and Gamers isn't getting flooded with the woke cult calling them all bigots? Aren't all these sexist trolls the ones supposed to hate an all-female led movie? I guess not if the movie just sucks so bad. And that's what's funny about it. It's so terrible that not even the feminists want to defend it. But for now, we can just laugh and point at Madam Web, as it is now, officially, the worst superhero movie ever. But of course, I want to hear what you guys think of Madam Web. Let me know down in the comments below. Also, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed my video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.